Very good morning and welcome to this first session for Business Research Methods, second semester MBA. We will go through the first two modules on the online mode, right? I will be posting lessons and updating you all with PPTs, and you just follow these things. And when we catch up live, you can I will rush through it once more, and then you can also ask questions. But generally, you follow the first two modules through the online mode. Only then we will be able to finish the syllabus on time. So, business research methods, the first module. I'll read out the first module in case you all don't have the syllabus with you handy. You can note it down. The first aspect that we will be covering is nature and role of business research. Second one, type of research based on purpose, process, outcome, nature, action, and logic. Third, theory building, constructs, proposition, variables, and hypothesis. Features for good research. Next, research process. Next, internet research. So this will be the module 1. So I will be posting about half an hour session, and I'll be covering it in about 8 or 9 different videos. So let us start with business research. What is okay? The first question is, what is business research and what is market research? Um, you would be knowing, it's a common sense aspect, that business research is a broader terminology and market research is a component of business research. So your business consists of a variety of things like the product acceptance, product portfolio, and then it will include the marketing aspects, like whether people like the product, what is their reaction to it, what is the competitor's scenario, what are the pricing aspects involved, what are the macro level things that affect business, and then the finances and the human resource management, logistics. So a variety of these things consist of business. So generally your business research methods, these are more to do with methods. So it can be applicable to any aspect. These research methods are common to all the aspects of business, namely we are trying to understand business from four major paradigms. First is marketing, finance, human resource, and general strategic management. So from all these points of view, the research methods would remain applicable. Market research is one component of business research, and the same methodology will be followed even in market research. Okay, right. So we will start looking at what is business research. Um, the in-depth definitions, you textbook is there, but I'm here to help you to remember the definition. Okay, so there are three keywords that you should remember in the definition. What is business research? The business research is a systematic and objective process of generating information. Why do you generate this information? For strategic decision making, or for the decision making of that particular objective that you have set for the research, right? So what are the three keywords that you will remember? systematic. First is business research is a systematic. What is systematic? Systematic is not an haphazard, is not an ad hoc, is not a fancy way of putting data together. So, what is a systematic way? A systematic way of getting data is following the procedures of business research, following a business process, business research process. What is the business research process? Business research process is having a clear objective, clear research questions, having a methodology that is approved. Okay, so we will go through in the in this module itself. Research process is one of the aspects that you will cover in depth. But however, business process is a methodical way of collecting data. It's not a haphazard way of putting in whatever you feel like. So that is a systematic. The second important word over here is it's an objective process. So there are here I would like to elaborate, because many people feel an objective feel that news is a very objective thing, and then they say they have told it in BBC News, they have told it in India Today News. These are just perspectives. There is a difference between data that is information that is given in news and information that is collected as research, right? For example, in the news, they might come out with certain perspectives, okay, which is not in itself correct, unless and otherwise they are quoting a particular data or a particular source which is authentic. Supposing for coronavirus, they are going to quote certain statistical figures um, from WHO, or they are going to quote some medical source, then it is acceptable. But many things that they discuss in the news are just perspectives or ideas, or they are just information that we sit and discuss. That's it, but they are not authenticated. So it is very important, an objective process. It is not subjective. Please understand this. It is not subjective, it is objective. Subjective process is each one having our own ideas. BBC having its own ideas, and then India Today News having its own ideas. So it's not a subjective process. Why subjective process is bad? Because it is biased. It is biased. If they are supporting the government, then they will give a particular news narration. If they are against the government, then they will give another kind of narration. If you see economic GDP growth, many students have come back to me saying, ma'am, each website says the GDP growth is a different thing. Very true. So if it is around 4, some will say 4.3, some will say 5.2. So this is subjective. So you have certain specific forum from which you collect data, which is not subjective, which is objective. Why it is objective? Because they have collected the information in a systematic way and they have compiled it. So it is not biased data. So business research is a systematic, objective process. Process is step-by-step method of generating what? Information, data, numbers. Okay, so it of generating information. And what do you do with this information? You use it for decision making. Okay, so supposing they want to know in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, what is the kind of numbers of patients who will be coming into the hospital for corona, how to make yourself prepared for that. So these are the kind of things, decisions that they will be able to make, able to arrive at from information that they are collecting. How they are collecting? Through research methods, by following certain set of research methods. Okay, so first we have understood what is business research method. It is a systematic and a objective process, step by step method. What does it do in a step by step method? It generates information, data, and what do you use that for decision making. Okay, in whichever field that you are working in. Okay, the second aspect is there are two kinds of research: basic research and applied research. Basic research. So let us know what a basic research is. Basic research is includes all those research that you conduct for advancement of knowledge, to expand the limit of human understanding, right? So some of the examples for basic research is a typical um, voyage to the moon. Okay, a typical voyage to Mars, landing of sending satellites to explore the space, having a facility in Switzerland to find out God particle, or how the universe came into existence. If you look at these examples, you will clearly understand that there is no immediate application to it. You're not going to make the economics faster, or you're not going to make more people come out of the crisis, medical crisis, none of the above. They have no application. It looks like there is no application, immediate application for current usage. However, these researches are so important because in future this will remain as the basis from which our understanding will get forward. So if you look 100 years back, people did research on the no, not 100 years back, about 500 years back, they did research on the research, and then they decided that Earth is not a two-dimensional area; it is a sphere. So that helps, that one knowledge helps in so many different ways. And then about the existence of gravity. So its application is universal in so many different areas. So this is the basic research. It enhances, nourishes, and expands the human intelligentsia, knowledge, right? The next research is called the applied research. So applied research, as the name suggests, is an application. It can be an application research in any area. All the companies have an applied research cell, whether it is Boeing or Airbus or Motorola, or name the company. Food industries, everybody, they have an applied research lab. So what do they do in their own area? They want to become better, they want to become faster, smarter with their products. They want to make products more efficient, cost effective. So on all these areas they keep conducting researches. So I will give you all some example from the perspective of marketing, finance, and HR, because that is how we understand management as of now. So applied research addresses to real life situations, real life challenges, real life problems. real life opportunities. So some of the examples that I would just give you. Okay. Number one, I'm going to do a research to find out the effectiveness of online learning and offline learning. Okay, for plus two, there are lakhs of students preparing through Byju's and preparing through other sets of tuitions, offline tuitions. So I want to do a study to find out whether online is more effective or offline is more effective. So mark appreciation or effectivity or success rate of students through Byju's. Take one particular company, Byju's and offline. So this is, it gives a very specific real life problem or real life situation and gives you answers for that. The next one is success of information on for success of influencers and their influence on the youth. Okay, so supposing you follow in Twitter certain politicians or certain musicians, the line of your interest. So what is the impact of these followers, influencers on the students? And what are the various personality types? This is a HR thing. You have 5 personality type, 18 personality types. So impact of personality types on performance of jobs. Is there an impact or no impact? Okay, so this can be study, real life problem for HR students. And okay, so another thing can be to what an extent the stock market has fallen because of corona. This can be a study. So you can do it in mid cap, you can do it in large organization, you can do it in mutual fund, or you can do it in bonds. So many varieties of thing, and then give a real life solution saying that which is the most stable form of investments for dire situations like this. So like this, you bring out an answer and information after a methodical process of following the research methods. So this is known as the applied research. So in management, you can do an applied research on a variety of subjects: marketing, HR, finance, supply chain management, and then what are the other major aspects in business? Mm, Law and macroeconomic situations or scenarios and how it affects business. Then you can do international competition and on Indian products, or Indian products and its quality aspects compared to international products. Like this, you can do under quality various subjects, which will be under applied research, right? So two research methods, researches we have seen now. One is the applied research and the other one is the basic research. Now we will go to scientific method. What is a scientific method? What is it that we are talking about? Process, a clear research process. Um, Scientific method of conducting research means there is an empirical evidence. What is an empirical evidence? Empirical means that you can measure, see, capture, uh, mm, measure, see, capture. So there is an empirical evidence. For example, children who are drinking protein, are drinking supplement protein, is their weight different from that of children who are not having the protein drink? So empirical evidence means their weight. Okay. So similarly, uh, another example is, let's take the finance example. Empirical evidence in stock market movement will be your index, will be the price of the stock, will be the value, net value of the stock. Like this, you can measure it. Okay. How will you measure HR aspects, like things like satisfaction, things like pressure, work pressure? How will you do that? You will do that by having a set of questions, like for instance, on a scale of 10, what is your level of stress? How do you feel happy in the morning? Do you feel stressed going to work? Are you able to cope up with your work? Do you feel underperformed? Do you feel that you need some help? Like this, you keep questioning various in the same thing in various different words, and then you put it in a scale and measure it. Then you have a empirical value for that component called um, uh, attitude to work, or whichever particular topic that you are taking. So psychological, or any other aspect that you are studying, you should be able to bring it to an empirical, measurable, um, measurable chart. Then it is an empirical evidence from where you can do your study. Number two is, it has an empirical evidence process. And number two, the analysis has to be very, very stringent. Okay. So analysis is, there are various types of research tools or statistical tools that you can use. So using the right statistical tools to bring out the right answers. So that is your analytical aspect. If your analysis is incorrect, then you will have incorrect answers. Okay. So you, for example, in many of the drugs, you would say that the results are not still very clear. What does that mean? That the analysis is not giving very clear evidence. For example, this particular medicine is working for children and not working for adults, or this cancer medicine is working for the first stage and not working for the third stage. Okay. So if you have a particular medicine, you have a medicine for cancer, you cannot have first stage, second stage, only the dosage stage changes as of now. So this is when they say the analytical evidence is not very clear. They are still not able to find out very clearly that it is effective or it is not effective. It's somewhere in between. You need more research. That's what they say. We need more evidence. We need more sample. We need more testing to be done to ensure that the analysis gives very clear results. So this is your scientific method. So what are the aspects in scientific method? There should be an empirical evidence, and number two, there should be an analysis which is a very stringent analysis, a statistical tool that is followed, and the interpretation will have to be very, very logical. The interpretation should be based only on your analysis and not what you think is correct. Most of it, just imagine if you're a doctor and you're seeing patients every day, so you can have certain things in your mind, this medicine is working or this is not very effective. That's your personal opinion, but what does the analysis say? So your scientific research is based on three important aspects. The one is the empirical evidence, which is measurable numbers, and number two, there should be an analytical process which is scientific and which is methodical. And the third important aspect is your interpretation. Your interpretation should be based on the analysis and not on your whims and fancies. And so we have seen three different aspects today. The first one is business research and market research. Number two is what is the definition of business research and how, what are the keywords that you should remember for business research. And then we had seen that there are two types of research, which is generally overall, there are two different methods in which you can research types. One is your basic research and then your applied research. And then we had seen a variety of topics for basic research and a variety of topic for applied research. And then the third thing that we looked up is what is a scientific method of doing a research. Scientific method includes three different aspects, which is empirical evidence, analysis, and interpretations. Right. So now this is your concepts. How you have to get practical insights is do this exercise. List down at least about 10 different basic research that is currently happening from India. Okay, any field, in the field of medicine or space or science or anything, go to Indian Institute of Science, anywhere. What do you classify as basic research, right? And applied research. In applied research, give about 4 topics for marketing, 4 topics from finance, and 4 topics from HR. Just the topics, so that you will understand the variety of applied research and how it is conducted in the area of business and what is um, basic research. Okay, so please do this exercise, and I will meet you all with another another session for the first module or business research methods. All the very best, and enjoy your stay at home.